Hi everyone. So we've been sitting here in Florida for about 6 months, right?
6 months, yeah.
Almost 6 months. And so we have some things we have to take care of before we get back on the road again here soon. And we wanted to share a couple of those things that Tom likes to take care of before we hit the road. So I will turn the time over to him.
So I have repacked the wheel bearings and then retorqued all the lug nuts, and I have done that. Double checked a couple of things on those this morning because I wasn't quite sure that I had gotten it packed right or gotten it tightened down properly, and I finished that up this morning. And then I have brought in all of the slides, and I'm getting ready to pull up hook the truck up and pull up the jacks so that I can do a hydraulic fluid change.
The fun job, right?
Yeah. I'm going to suck all the old hydraulic fluid out and put new hydraulic fluid in it. We've been, as Beth has said, we've been stationary for a while, and we've been on the road now with this rig for 5 years, and it turns out that Lippert recommends every 3 years that you do that. I have several other things that I'm going to do before we hit the road as well. It's the roof has been cleaned real well. The RV's been washed and waxed. So we're going to, I've got to put bleach in a freshwater tank so I can bleach that system. I got to change our water filters again. And I got to clean and lube up the fifth wheel hitch real well on the truck as well. So those are the big things that I've got to do.
And thanks to Chuck Steed, right, for the
advice. For the recommendation, the advice on the hydraulic fluid.
Yes, yeah.
So I've got to suck all of that out and put the new fluid in. So let me check my notes real quick.
Just some things we like to take care of before we hit the road.
I'll be checking the tire pressures on both the truck and the trailer as well before we do it and before we pull out. And those are the big things. And I had to make myself a list of things that I need to put away because I'm getting old. And because I've been here for so long, you know, there are things that we haven't had to do before. And you know, it's like I've got a Moride brace on the back of the rig now, and I'm gonna have to pull that out and stick that in the truck. And we've had our ladder out and our generator out, and so all these things I got to get back. All my spare parts I got to go back in the truck. So we will. So just a lot of miscellaneous things, and I want to make sure I don't miss any of it before we get on the road.
So as you can see, there are some things to take care of when you've been sitting still for a while. So this is the longest we've ever been anywhere here in Florida, but we've really enjoyed ourselves. So we've had a really good time getting to meet people and talking to other RVers and some of them full-timers and stuff. But there is maintenance that has to get done when you are anytime you're RVing, but especially when you sit still for so long like we have. And we're excited to get back on the road and everything. So we're looking forward to that. Things out here are kind of crazy and messy right this minute. It'll all get put away as time goes on. By the end of the day, it'll all be put back in place. But have to pull this stuff out. He had to bring the slides in since he's going to do the hydraulic fluid, right? The slides have to come in?
That's correct. Yep. All the slides got to come in. I got to hook the truck up to it.
Yep, the truck will go
and then
stacked up to the trailer.
So that I can pull all the jacks in, all the jacks up as well. Yep.
So we'll see how it goes.
First I got to wipe down all the jacks before I bring them in.
Yeah, I get all that stuff off the jacks since they've been sitting there. So make sure when you lift all your jacks up and you're going to hook the truck up, make sure you put the steps in your RV, because that's what we have to do in this process. Get those steps up so that he can start hooking the truck up, and then he can proceed with the hydraulic. Tom's got the truck in line with the RV, and he's proceeding to hook it up to our trailer that he can do the hydraulic fluid. I guess it's important to make sure you have it hooked up to the trailer. The truck hooked up to the trailer. All hooked up there.
So green, indicator is green.
Okay, indicator is green, okay.
And putting the pin in it.
Putting the pin in. So this is what you should do this when you put the hydraulic fluid in?
Well, to redo the hydraulic fluid, I need to take all the weight off of the jacks, bring
Right.
all the jacks up.
Okay.
Slides in, jacks up, and then in order to do that, I have to put the weight on the truck.
Okay.
So that's why it's got to be on here. So now
Right.
I'll pull the jacks up.
All right.
I'll take a peek under here real quick and make sure that
It's all aligned and everything.
everything's lined
Yeah.
up still.
Yeah. So now these jacks are going to come up. The other jacks are up.
Yep, and we're good under there. So,
You good?
yep.
Okay. Now for the jacks to come up. Okay. Here we go. The other 4 jacks are already up before he even hooked up. And these are the ones, the last ones he had to do. Okay, up on this side. Looks good.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so I've got my handy dandy pump in the hydraulic fluid here, and hopefully we're going to be able to
Pump that out, right?
suck hydraulic fluid out and
There it comes.
pump it into the.
It's coming out of there. Wow. So how much do you think we have in there?
I believe the container is a 7-quart container.
Okay. So it's just good to
So-
put some fresh hydraulic fluid in there every so
Yeah,
often, right?
Lippert recommends every 3 years.
Every 3 years.
So what I will do is I'm pumping it into the bucket, and then after I put the new back in, I will put the I will pump the old into the container so they can be disposed of.
Properly, right?
Yep, hazardous material type
Yep.
disposal.
You got all the hydraulic fluid out of the container. Didn't take very long at all. Just be careful when you pump it into a bucket because it does spit out just a little bit. So he will put sand on all that to absorb it and clean it up. But that's just when you get down the very end, it wanted to kind of spit at you. So just be careful, and maybe a deeper bucket would have been better, I guess. But we'll see how it goes.
Mercon 5, they recommend, you know, the system's been around forever. It was Dexron 3 and like Mercon 4 before, and this is the upgraded version of that. So you can see the tank is empty now. So we're getting ready to pump it or put everything back in it. And what I'll do is I have another handy dandy little tool that I use for that. And I'll
Pump it back in, right?
Yeah, I actually don't have to pump it. I
Just
can
fill it right up. Okay.
Yeah, I can pour this.
Okay.
So here's the tool, and what it does is it literally screws onto the bottle, and then it has a valve that you can open and close.
Show that to him.
So here's the valve. You spin it to open and close it. So
Cool.
that's how we'll
Put it back in.
that's how I'll put it back in.
And I think we have quite a bit of fluid there in the box.
I got 7 quarts just in case.
Yeah. Just good to have a little bit more than on hand just in case. So we're
Got
going
it
to do
screwed
it.
on. Got it open. And it is pouring in.
Away we go. Start to see a little bit of it in there as we get a couple more in, I guess, right?
Yeah. So I put 6 quarts of fluid in it, and I put about a half a quart of fork oil, which is anti-stiction fluid, in it as well. So it's up to there. I put the cap back on it. I don't want to put I don't want to go any higher, because if I go any higher, it will probably
It'll
bounce
come
out
out.
when I'm going down the
Yeah.
road. So there's no actual line on this side of the tank, and I can't get to the other side of the tank for fill line, but it's above the motor. So
And I think,
and that's actually a little bit more than we had in it to start out with.
right.
So we should be good to go
Yep.
on that. So
And-
now I'm going to cycle the jacks several times, and then after I cycle the jacks several times, that gets air lines out or bubbles out and stuff out of the system. And then we will also, I'll do the same thing with the slides. I'll move the slides in and out a couple of times as well.
Sounds good. Okay, so now that he took care of the fluid there, we're exercising our slides in and out on both sides of the RV. He'll run back and forth a couple times to exercise those slides, and we'll be done here shortly.
So we have now put everything back into
Those containers, right?
into those containers.
Yep.
And now the only thing left is to get some stuff and clean up everything I spilled.
Just a little bit of stuff.
So, yeah. So it doesn't take much to make a mess, that's for sure.
No, but it's done, and that's good, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So good for 3 years.
He's all done, and he's cleaning up,
Just cleaning everything up.
and it worked out real well for us. So I'm glad that's taken care of, and one less thing we have to worry about before we hit the road. So thanks for following along with us, and we hope this helped you in some way. If you have any suggestions, or if you've done this before, let us know how it went for you, and we hope that you'll follow us as we go on our venture down the road here
That's
really
right.
soon. So anyway, we will see you around the campfire. Bye.